ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Welcome everyone. Hare Krishna. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and the predecessor Acharyas, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are having this wonderful opportunity of absorbing our mind and consciousness in daily study of Srimad Bhagavatam, verse by verse, with the wonderful commentaries and purports of our Acharyas and beautiful, wonderful pastimes of Bal Gopal, who's winning the hearts, churning the hearts, melting the hearts of everyone, from Nanda and Yashoda to all the residents of all the worlds. Shri Bal Gopal ki jai. So yesterday we were seeing how Shri Krishna, who holds the jiva by the hand and helps them cross over the ocean of birth and death. He who, as Ramachandra, crosses over the ocean by building a bridge of stones and rocks and boulders. He's not even able to cross his own door sill in his house. Mother Yashoda has to hold him by the hand and teach him, if you put your feet and your leg over, then you will be able to cross over this door sill. He who in the Bhagavad Gita says, Tesham aham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat, that I will pull you from the cycle of birth and death. He who says that Machchitta sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishyasi, that if you give your mind to me, I will pull you from all your problems. That Shri Krishna is being pulled by Mother Yashoda from one side to the other side of his door. We also saw how the gopis were glorifying Krishna as he who's having multiple colored, beautiful pearls, sapphires, and emeralds, and corals, and rubies, red colored, blue colored, yellow colored, white colored, representing different planets and different presiding deities, as if Vishnu is being worshipped by different devatas, baby Gopal is being worshipped by the controllers of different planets in the form of these gemstone signs, the different gems that have been used on Krishna's body. Our acharyas also describe how the gopis glorify Krishna as he who appeared as a moon from the ocean of Mother Yashoda's heart, and at the same time, the little wonderful pearl on the tip of Krishna's nose, that pearl was also all the ornaments and the necklaces are made by Mother Yashoda. So just like the moon appears from the ocean, and that ocean is also the mother for the pearl in the oyster, similarly we find Krishna, his beautiful face, it's like the full moon, and the pearl is the pearl in the oyster, and both of them have the same mother, that is the ocean of love, Mother Yashoda. So therefore, just like the older brother holds the hand of the younger brother and they're always together, similarly, here Krishna as the moon who appeared before, and then the pearl who appeared later from the same ocean. So both of them are always together. Then we also saw wonderful metaphors when Mother Yashoda has put a nice kajal, a black dot, to ward off all inauspiciousness. And it's described that's like a baby bee who's fallen asleep in intoxication near the petals of Krishna's lotus eyes. Krishna's face is a lotus garden, and Krishna's eyes are lotus flowers and lotus petals. And this black, small baby bumblebee has slept off, drinking the nectar of Krishna's childlike beauty, and is found on the lotus garden of Krishna's face. We also saw many other wonderful metaphors, very wonderful other comparisons, where it said that the gopi said, I am like a thief, and when I enter Yashoda's home, that's like a treasure mine, because Krishna is present there, and Krishna's talking, Krishna's walking, Krishna's cuteness, the fragrance of his body, the tinkling of his ankle bells, also him running around with his friends. And that's also described as Krishna with his friends running and playing around is like white baby swans swimming in the nectar pond of Mansarovar, which is the nectar pond of affection. So the gopis are saying, I'm like a thief, and when I enter Yashoda's home, which is full of the treasure box of Balya Leela, childhood pastimes, oh dear Sakhi, I get confused which jewel to steal and which jewel to let go. And in this confusion, the thief, in the form of the neighboring motherly gopi, she stands stunned in the house of Yashodarani, not knowing what to do except look at Krishna and fill the nectar of Krishna's beautiful baby pastimes in the pots of their eyes. So our acharyas have written so much about Krishna in different phases, right? From his appearance to his baby pastimes, his friends, his playing with his friends, the gopas, the gopis, the glories of Vrindavan. Everything has been so wonderfully described. The aim of our life is to have our mind absorbed completely in Krishna Leela, Krishna Katha, both the philosophy and the pastimes, both, not just the pastimes. If we only hear the pastimes, the Leelas, then we will think, oh, this is like any other child, this is very cute, this is very innocent. And if we only hear philosophy, then we will not know how to apply, and the heart will still remain hard. So it has to be a perfect balance of hearing philosophy, hearing pastimes, and also practicing sadhana, doing the do's and don'ts completely. Very important. We must have a balance of everything. The Bhagavatam describes that Leela Katha Rasani Sevanamantarena Pumsam Bhaved Vividha Dukkha Davarditasya. That Krishna Leela, Ram Leela, Gaur Leela, these pastimes of Krishna, they are like an ocean. They are like an ocean. But at the same time, they're also like a boat. They're an ocean of nectar. They're insurmountable. They're unimaginably deep. But at the same time, they're also like a boat, because for those of us who are struggling to swim in the ocean of dukkha in this world, the only boat which will take us from one end to another are the pastimes of Krishna. Because the Leelas of Krishna have the tattva of Krishna. But the tattva of Krishna externally don't have the Leelas of Krishna. So when you hear the Leelas, then with the Leelas, the tattva is also entering. It's like when some child is given a medicine which is very bitter, the child doesn't want it. But when you mix it with some nice juice, or you mix it with something very sweet and you give it to the child, then there's sweetness on the tongue, but the medicine goes in the body. So similarly, Leela Katha, the pastimes of Krishna, are very sweet to the ear. Nivrittatarashair upagiyamanad bhavaushada shrotra manobhiramad ka uttama shloka gunanuvadat puman virajyeta vinapashupnat. Shastra describes that the Leelas of Krishna, they are so wonderful that for those who are completely liberated in this world, it is enchanting, it's enlightening, it is wonderful, transcendently ecstatic for those who are pure-hearted. Second, those of us, maybe we are not pure-hearted, but we want to be pure-hearted, then this is the medicine. This is the medicine to get there. And for those of us who are not pure-hearted and we don't want to get purified, we are happy in this world, then these Leelas are very entertaining anyway, to the ears and the mind. So Bhagavatam says, for those who want to be in this world, these Leelas are very entertaining. For those who don't want to be in this world and want to go back to Krishna's abode, then this is the way. This is the medicine to get out. And for those who are pure-hearted, well, this is ecstatic. So who is that person who will not relish Krishna Leela? It is the ocean and it is the boat at the same time. Sri Jiva Goswami not just presented the Leelas, but he also gave a lot of emphasis on the Tattva. To understand Krishna's identity, it is very, very important. Srila Prabhupada would also stress on this point, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Bhagavan. He is the source of all avatars. And his names, his forms, his associates, his qualities, his pastimes, they're all eternal. Vrindavan Dham is in one place, but just like Krishna, he is Sarvavyapi, Maheshwara. He is present everywhere. By hearing Krishna's Leela, Vrindavan is expanding and includes us in her fold. So even if someone, let's say, is in Madhya Pradesh, someone is in Rajasthan, someone is in South India, they are hearing about Krishna, just like Madbhaktaha yatra gayanti tatra tisthami narada. Krishna is actually in Vrindavan. Krishna is with the pure devotees, but he's also present everywhere. So similarly, Vrindavan Dham also expands and brings you in her fold, irrespective of wherever we are, if we hold on to the Leela Katha of the Lord. So every moment should be spent in chanting the holy names and hearing Krishna Katha. Like we said yesterday, we should try to cover ourselves. We should be in the bubble of transcendental sound vibration, either chanting the holy name, doing kirtan, hearing bhajans and kirtan, memorizing verses of the Shastra, worshipping the deity, hearing Krishna Katha, reading Prabhupada's books. We should completely surround ourselves with transcendental sound vibration as much as possible. And when the mind goes astray, bring it back. Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur would say that the mind is so crooked that it has to be beaten up with shoes 100 times. First thing, as soon as we wake up in the morning, beat the mind with shoes 100 times. And the last thing we do before we go to sleep is beat the mind 100 times with a broomstick. Now, that doesn't mean we literally hit ourselves. It means hitting the mind 100 times means the mind will go away 100 times and you have to bring it back. Like as soon as we wake up, for example, the first thing the mind would want to do is while away our time. As soon as we wake up, the mind would want to, okay, let me just check my phone, let me look at Instagram, let me just look through WhatsApp, or let me just see emails, or let me make a few phone calls, or let me just walk around on the pretext of I'm drinking water and while away time, right? So bringing the mind back and utilizing the morning hours as strictly as possible, that is 100 beatings with the shoe. And just before we go off to sleep also, the mind would want to waste time. It's only 9 o'clock. It's only 9:30 at night. I have another 2 hours. I don't know how my time is being wasted. I am actually a good person. And we end up talking to somebody or just whiling away time. It's just unaccounted time. So that's beating 100 times with a broomstick. During the day, it's still okay. What defines the discipline of a Vaishnava is early sleeping and early waking up. This is very important. So that's why Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada did not say beating in the morning, beating in the afternoon, beating in the evening. He just said beating in the morning and beating at night. Because if we sleep early and wake up early, then we have a good start. We have a very good start. And it's very important, even during the day, as we are doing dishes, let's say we are washing dishes at home, or we are driving a car, or we are cooking, we are cutting vegetables. It's very important to put on a class. We have lecture going on, or there are some devotees who have read Prabhupada's books, audiobooks. They have read it aloud. So if we don't have time to read, sit and read, or if we feel hearing is much easier than reading, some devotees also do write emails like that hearing seems to be much easier than reading, then in that case, there are audio books for Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat. So as we're doing dishes, as we're cooking, we can just put on an audio book. So it sounds like a class, but it's actually reading of Prabhupada's book. So I do know devotees who have ended up reading 12 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam through the audiobook. So it's on and you're working and hearing like a class, but at the same time, you're doing other things. Ideally, we should focus completely, but this is as a substitute. Instead of wasting time while doing other things, you can as well have. So some nectar keeps going into the system. It's very important to focus like that. Therefore, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, "Dhyayan stuvam tasya yashas tri sandhyam." It is very important to realign our compass. You see, as soon as we wake up, we realign our compass. That today is a wonderful day. I am an eternal associate and a servant of Krishna. Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishner Nitya Das. I belong to Krishna. I have spent a lot of lives in this material world trying to search for joy, and there is no joy. It just promises me like the carrot in front of a donkey. Lifetimes have been wasted in trying to scratch some joy in this world. Those in the male form feel the association of a female form will give them ecstatic bliss. And those in the female form think association with a male form will give them ecstatic bliss. But lifetimes in so many species have been wasted with this notion or this wrong understanding. So Krishna, you are the source of joy. Let me use today's day in hearing and chanting and serving you sincerely. That's realigning the compass in the morning. Then in mid-morning, the afternoon also, Krishna, I don't want to waste my time. Now, so you plan the first half of the day, and in the afternoon, you plan the next half of the day. So in this way, we end up living 2 days in the same day. So instead of planning for 24 hours, we only plan for 12 hours. That too, let's say if we wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, let's say we wake up at 5 a.m., then you plan up to 1 in the afternoon. That what am I supposed to do with work, with exercise, with hearing, chanting, and keeping the phone aside so that we are effective, we are productive, we get more studies done, we get more corporate work done, depending on whatever our academic focus is or our uh, commitment is, responsibility. Sometimes you'll have to go to the bank, sometimes you have to pay bills, sometimes you have to just clean up the room, fold clothes, right? Clean up your car, so many things. Clean up your garage. There will be things which it's not that a devotee has to only do hearing, chanting, remembering. You have to do so many things also. You have to go grocery shopping. You have to get fruits, vegetables, so many other things, the practical things of this world. And we have to get it done. At the same time, taking walks, going to the gym, or doing yoga, pranayam, breathing, stretching, very important. Otherwise, the car that is not maintained starts going through decay. Same with the body. So we have to maintain, am I drinking proper water? Am I eating at the right time? So keeping focus. So we do half the day, and then at around 1 o'clock, we have the second day that's starting in the same day. Okay, now I go from 1 o'clock to 8:30. And that'll also have time with family. You may have to go and meet relatives. So scheduling all of that. So in this way, why I'm mentioning all this is it is very important for all of us as we hear Leela Katha to also think about the identity of Krishna, the tattva of Krishna, and as a sadhaka, be disciplined, be focused, and even while doing other things, not lose focus on our spiritual life. Hearing Harikatha, reading Shastra, chanting the holy name, and the mind will sometimes crib, why did he do this? Oh, they shouldn't have done this, she shouldn't have done that. Everyone, all of us go through these dips. It's not that those who are great souls, they're always Krishna conscious and they're always ecstatic. Some dips may come, temporary dips, reality of this world. But what defines a very advanced Vaishnav compared to those who are comparatively lower on the path is how quickly they remind themselves of Krishna and bounce back. This is very important. One time, I asked one very exalted soul, it was a very great personality, and I asked him, Maharaj, is it possible that after a certain age, lust or envy or anger or pride just doesn't come to the mind? One lives in this world, but it just doesn't come. He said, maybe it is possible, but at my level, he very humbly and very honestly, he said, but at my level, I think what is more practical, it's not that it won't come, it's just that the Vaishnava doesn't act on it. He said, Apuryamanam achalam pratishtham. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says the rivers do flow into the ocean, but the ocean level doesn't rise. The ocean doesn't take the river so seriously. So thoughts may come into the mind like rivers, but it's just that the Vaishnava who's like an ocean, deep like an ocean, he doesn't pay so much attention. So some or the other fluctuation will come. She said this, he said this, they shouldn't have said this, he shouldn't have said this. But to pull up our socks and very quickly turn to the reality. Okay, that's fine. This is a test. This is purification. This is wonderful. Krishna has given this to me so that I can practice the principles of Krishna consciousness. Practicing Krishna consciousness is not only in an assembly of Harikatha. Let's say we are sitting and hearing Harikatha. So we are not feeling lusty. We are not feeling greedy. We are not feeling angry. We don't feel that. So because Krishna Katha is a wonderful bubble where we are protected from the sattva rajas tamas of this world. But as soon as the Katha gets over, the Kirtan gets over, the reading gets over, now the real world hits us. The eyes start looking around and we see things, we see people behaving good or behaving bad. And then that brings us to he is good or she is bad or she is good or he is bad. These dualities do come. But very quickly to turn back to the reality that, okay, Krishna lives in their heart. Krishna, give me the strength to see good in this circumstance. Krishna, give me the strength so that I can give the best Vaishnav response possible in this circumstance. Kalir dosha nidhe rajan, right? Bhagavatam says Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults. So if we are counting faults, we'll get tons of them because this is an ocean. If we start counting the number of drops of water in an ocean, well, whole life will be utilized in successfully counting one drop after another. And then at death also we wouldn't be done. We'll take another boat to continue counting the faults of others. But asti hi eko mahan guna. But there is a great quality that Krishna is present in everyone's heart. So if we want to be saragrahi, if we want to be essence seeker of seeing good in everyone, then it is a practice. Then it is a practice. Yes, we may make mistakes. We may speak lies in the past. We may have been complicated in karmic situations where we misbehaved, where we spoke ill about people, right? We all go through that, right? To be honest, we've all gone through that. And it's fine because past cannot be erased. We can go back. We can sit and lament, okay, this happened now. I don't know why that happened. I don't know why I said that. Well, it's good to think like that. Anutap is good for bhajan, for bhakti. But the solution is more important than brooding over the problem. So instead of thinking, 5 years ago I was a meat eater, or I did drink alcohol, I had very bad friends, I used to watch very bad things on the internet, I have criticized others, I have even mocked and made fun of devotees. That's fine, it was our past. Every sinner has a future, every saint perhaps has had a past. So to pull up our socks and say, okay, Krishna, today I am yours. I want to change. This is a very strong statement. Krishna, I want to change. I may have been bad yesterday, but today you're very kind and I have the solution with me. I want to read about you, chant about you, sing about you, remember you. And whatever you throw at me, whatever javelin comes in my life, I want to see it positively, keep good association, and move on this path every single day, making it count. Not losing hope, not feeling depressed, not feeling morose. We are not as bad as our mind makes us think that we are. And at the same time, we may not be as good as we think we are as far as pride is concerned. So to be balanced, this mind is quite a trickster. When 4-5 devotees around glorify, say, Prabhu, this was wonderful, the mind will say, I know this was wonderful. And it's only 4-5 of you who are so fortunate that the curtain of Maya has been taken out and now you realize my actual position. So we don't have to believe our mind at that point. And yet at the same time, sometimes the mind does dip very low and start saying, I am very bad, I am impossible, I am a very horrible person. No, we don't have to believe the mind even at that point. We belong to Krishna. How can we be bad? Krishna is all pure. We belong to him. How can we be bad? Yes, the mind may be contaminated, but we as the soul are not bad. We were never bad. We can never be bad. However bad we may act, it is the mind which is giving us those thoughts and making us act. So it is impure mind which is taking over the soul. And now whatever credit the mind should get, credit or discredit, we are superimposing our identity on that by saying, yes, I am bad, I am good, I want an ice cream. No, our mind wants an ice cream. I want to eat chocolate. Well, the mind wants us to eat chocolate. I like to be glorified. Well, the mind, the ego wants us to be glorified. I am a very horrible person. No, the mind is contaminated and forces us to act. We were never bad. We can never be bad because we belong to Sri Krishna, who's all pure. So the essence of this discussion, of this talk, is always staying in touch with reality. Things will change in this world. Waves will come and go. But we have to ask ourselves, is this going to stay forever? Agama pahino anityastam titikshasva bharata. It came, it will stay, and it will go very quickly. Like the seasons. It started to be cold here, very cold. Suddenly the temperature dipped. It was pretty warm and now the temperature has dipped and everyone is in scarves and socks and jacket. Now, the good thing, this will also change and will start getting warmer in March, April, right? So temperatures just do change. So similarly, yatha mana apamana yo shitoshna sukha dukkheshu. So as Krishna has spoken in the Bhagavad Gita, we have to use this life to practice those principles. Studying Bhagavad Gita is a very strong, strong support. Very important. Selected verses from the Bhagavad Gita, from the 16th chapter, from the 12th chapter, some set of verses from the 13th chapter, even some from the 7th chapter. Selected verses like that, they are very powerful. We should make a compilation of those verses and chant them regularly. Not that by chanting those verses, we will become a pure devotee. Well, by applying those verses, we will become a pure devotee. But when you memorize them, when we chant them, it reminds us, it comes back to us. When circumstances are going out of control, then those verses will come to our consciousness. Okay, this is how I have to behave. We shouldn't behave and give response according to what our mind pushes us or others tell us. Sometimes others may tell us, this is what I want you to do. I think this is what you should be doing, or I don't think you should be doing this. Our only compass is Shastra, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. If Krishna is saying, this is how we must behave, then this is how we must behave. That is our litmus test. That is our yardstick. We want to be good not in public opinion. We want to be accepted and good in Krishna's eyes. And that is the Bhagavad Gita. So my Guru Maharaj would say, the pastimes of the Bhagavatam and the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita and the mercy of Chaitanya Charitamrita. He would say, the pastimes of Bhagavatam, the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, and the mercy of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mahaprabhu's pastimes, Mahaprabhu's Karuna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya daya karahoy bichar, bichar kaile chitte tumi pabe chamatkar. Taking shelter of Gaur Nitai, very important. Because we don't have power. Yogyata bichari kichu nahi paye. एकाकी आमार नाही पाए बल हरिनाम संकीर्तने तुमी कृपा कोरी श्रद्धा बिंदु दिया देहो कृष्ण नाम धने. So taking shelter of Gaur Nitai, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Mahaprabhu, praying to them, they are Krishna Balaram in the most munificent, magnanimous forms. So praying to Gaur Nitai. We all should have pictures of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, or deities of Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and praying to them, offering obeisances to them, offering flowers to them. It is described that Kathanchana smrite yasmin dushkaram sukaram bhavet vismritir viparitam syat Shri Chaitanya namamitam. And Kumana sumanastvam hi yati asya padabjayoho sumana arpana matrena tam chaitanyam prabhum bhaje. By offering obeisances every day, prayers every day, and flowers at the lotus feet of Gauranga and Nityananda, our mind will start to change. And we have strength by the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Nityananda nahi ei sab bichar Nama laite prem day bahe ashrudhar. They give bhakti first. When we are complaining, my heart is contaminated, they will first switch on the light. If the heart is dark in contamination, they will switch on the light of bhakti. And then the anarthas go away, the darkness goes away. So to consolidate, to being focused morning, afternoon and evening, to be disciplined, not to go morose over reversals or being over ecstatic and proud and credit seeking in happy situations, to hear, to chant, to remember, to serve Vaishnavas without being critical and being, Prabhupada would say, we have to be honeybees seeking nectar, not mosquitoes seeking dirt. If you see bumblebees, honeybees, they're just going from flower to flower. They don't go from trash can to trash can or dustbin to dustbin. The mosquitoes do that. So instead of collecting the faults and criticizing others, seeing the good in others, speaking about Krishna Leela or speaking about how we can better our service or glorifying, appreciating the services of others and spending our time positively. And at the same time, studying the Bhagavad Gita, hearing the Bhagavatam, begging the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu. Every day we march little by little on this path and always being enthusiastic, always being confident. Yes, we will overcome lust. We will overcome envy. We don't have to beat ourselves down. We will overcome by their mercy. Our service from our side is to be cautious, to be careful, to be focused, and to keep away distraction. So as many times the mind goes away, we pull it back and engage it in Krishna's service. So by doing all this on a daily basis, we will feel extremely enthused.